I'm back, baby.
Balloons.
Look, everyone. I know you're scared. You saw Striking Illusionist and you thought, oh my god, this card is broken. Shift 5. Evasive. Gaining a lore every time your opponent draws a card. It strikes fear into the heart of many decks. But today, I am here to calm you down and reiterate, you can defeat Jafar, Striking Illusionist. Now, don't get me wrong. This deck is going to be the out-the-gate deck that is probably on top of the meta. People saw this combo and lost their minds. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's an obvious combo. Obviously, the devs tested this. There's no way they didn't test this. There's no way they would put this out if it was completely broken beyond repair. Like, obviously. So there's no need to freak out. There's no need to call for bans. Not yet. I mean, come back in 2 months, prove me wrong. We'll see. But it's going to be fine. There's lots of options. Now, again, this deck going to be great because Whole New World is just one of the many. Wait, there's friends on the other side. There's the new Genie supporter friend. You play him on 4, shift the Jafar on 5, and Genie quest for 3 to draw you 3 more cards. Like, it rolls. It can roll for sure. But there are counterplays. Okay, so we need to consider before we can do anything is what the shift targets are. Jafar has plenty of shift targets. There's 5 cards right here. He's got these little 2 and 3 cost guys. They only have 2 health, only 2 willpower. Keep that in mind. And then we've got these 4 cost guys. So great, play turn 4, roll into turn 5. There's Jafar, bing, bang, boom. But they're not that strong. They're all very defeatable, banishable, removable. Obviously, we start with hard remove. That's the easy option, the easy answer. If you're on the play with Let It Go and Dragonfire costing 5, you could even consider removing the shift target if you're that scared of your opponent dropping the combo on you. But if not, you may have to just let them get 7 lore on you and then drop it the next turn. It's going to be painful. Like I said, it's going to be a good deck. If they can mulligan for it and get it off, so be it. You'll just have to be ready. And again, none of these cards that counter Jafar are bad cards. Like, they belong in any decks anyway. You want hard removal in general. You want, be prepared everywhere that you can. Because it's a nice little reset of the game. But anyways, Madame Medusa. I wanted to throw her in here. All of, except for if Keeper of Secrets, they'll probably have more than 3 cards in their hand. But all the baby Jafars can be taken out with her. Banished 3 or less. Again, yes, she is a 6-drop. We'll see. We'll see if it sees play. Just seems like it's a better option than Tremaine for trying to kill the shift targets because, again, equally important is Jafar getting the shift. If you can force them to not play Jafar till 7, not shifted, that slows them way down and gives you time to do a lot more on your side. So, a lot of setup and prepare for them. Speaking of prepared, be prepared. It's a classic. Obviously, there's ways to shift and cheat this out sooner. Clear your opponent's board, especially if they play down like 3 Jafar shift targets. You shift, I don't know, Aladdin or something, then boom, sink it, gone, done. Taken care of. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be a staple for sure. We all knew that, even with locations. We got Hades, again, still good out of that removal. Prince Eric. This one is new this set. It's bit of a, I don't know, it's kind of Prince Philip-esque, except he's not in that it's just whenever he's banished, and so you can drop Teeth and Ambitions on him, deal 2 damage, take him out, take out chosen opponent's character, deal 2 damage to another chosen opponent's character. It's a good combo. I should roll. It's just a matter, lots of uninkables here, so you're going to have to balance that out, but your choice. Now, your other options, direct damage. Now, again, like I just said, Teeth and Ambitions. We've got Baboom now. We've got Fire the Cannons from set 1. I'll do 2 damage, which will take out, Baby Jafar. Little Baby Jafars. It won't touch these guys, but these guys, again, 5, 4, 5 willpower. We've got Along Came Zeus, 5 damage, chosen character location. That will also hit the big Striking Illusionist that we're all afraid of. So, again, options, boom. There's Steel, there's Ruby, there's Sapphire, covered, right? So what, now we got Emerald with Evasives. Now, there are not any Evasives and not many characters with 5 strength that you can play on turn 4. Definitely not on 3, 1, 2. But you've got lots of options to give your characters evasive. You know, Maui is a popular form of removal. 5-drop rush. You give him evasive with you can fly, someone else can sing it. You play Peter Pan Shadow the turn before. And Maui's got rush. These are both very valid options. Tinkerbell, most helpful, is more if it's later in the game and you need to throw evasive on one of your bigger dudes that's already out there so that your opponent's Jafar it gets gone. It's just another option. It's across 3 colors here we can give evasives. And I also, just side note on Peter Pan Shadow, it's my intention, my thinking is rush cards are going to be a little more helpful with these locations now since they're just vulnerable the second they're played. So rush evasive together combo might be quite a good offensive and defensive strategy at the same time. So yes, and like you said, you know, plays in here with Jafar. Now we've also got other ways to give our characters evasive with locations, which are new. The fun part here is if you play these locations and your opponent tries to clear them, boom, their characters are vulnerable. And now you can, you know, hit them with the rush characters, like I said. Or if you have other characters you keep protected to say, okay, you can hit my location if you want, but my ready characters are going to come back, swing back at you and make favorable trades for me. So not only that, they gain you lore each turn. So if they can survive, that's 2 lore a turn, and that can add up real quick. My thoughts early on are that you're going to have to choose kind of early in the game if you're going to, you know, outrace your opponent or control their board. That's kind of how the game works now, honestly. Once somebody gets, you know, they're 2 turns out from winning, their opponent has to go kind of hard on controlling them. This can happen a lot faster with locations, especially if you let them build up. So there you go. And then, you know, we see these are okay, these cost 4 and it costs 3 and 2 to play. So we've got, you know, there's Voyage as well to help you move, but I will find my way. Moves you there for free and +2 strings. So you can, with one action, that's a song, so anybody can sing it. Anybody. There's no 0 cost character. Anybody can sing that. To move one of your bigger guys who, as long as they have 3 strength, you can move them to Fang or the RLS Legacy. They've got evasive now, and then 3 strength plus the 2 strength from I will find my way. Boom, they're clearing Jafar. So that card, that common, staple common right there for sure. If you want to get tricky with it, Peter Pan's Dagger. That may go in well with the rush evasive Peter Pan Shadow deck. I think that could be a thing. Deck idea. But yeah, I really like the actions. This and Voyage that lets you move characters for free. That's just, it's gonna be money. As long as locations show up. Now, not the best option, simply because if someone, and this may just be how the deck gets played at the start, I think everyone's gonna throw every Jafar into the deck possible. So you bounce them back to hand, and they've got 3 other Jafars out there. Okay, they don't care as much because boom, it's just shift again. It's right back where it is. You know, it stops them from paying for a whole new world to make it that quick turn 5, turn 6 win. If they got, again, have to top deck or draw out of those 7 the next whole new world and hit it 3 times, it's not gonna happen every game. But this could slow them down a little bit. Another option to consider. Lore loss. This is one people have been talking about a lot, but has not actually come through in any sort of feasible manner yet. I'm hopeful with Rourke here, and some go wide. Like, I really want to try go wide, Puppies Rockstar kind of thing. If you get enough go wide characters, you can throw them all into your opponent, and that'll just take a lot of lore away. Also, potentially Aladdin shifting him, and you give him evasive somehow. Ooh, it's thematic. Aladdin defeating Jafar. Anyways, take them out. Drop them down so that they're out of range from this little OTK and give you a little lore at the same time. It's a great combination if it comes off Pulse Volley. It fell out of favor set 2, honestly, a lot, just because it was so slow. But we'll see. And like I was saying with the go wide decks, maybe throw in a copy of Steal from the Rich. Why not? Is it going to work? Probably not. That uninkable in tempo loss is really high, but if you can throw out 4 or 5 puppies at by turn 5-6, which I haven't studied the puppies deck, so I'm not sure how viable that is. Yeah, you can wipe away all the lore that they just gained from seeing a whole new world. And then you have puppies to charge in on Jafar. Well, now they don't have evasive, but at least Okay, it's not the best option. It's not the best. I'll fully admit, it's not the best option. May see a little bit more Lady Tremaine creeping back in as just a shift target and subtract lore to slow your opponent down just a little bit. But, I mean, that's the biggest problem. All these take 1 or 2 lore away so much. That's why I threw in Steal from the Rich. I'm hopeful that there's some way to get a nice setup where it pulls back, 4 or 5 with some sort of certainty. But it's not going to be a 4 of, and it's going to be a very specific deck. So, Lorela's not looking as promising as we want it to be, but still an option. And then, as I was saying earlier, just straight up outrace your opponent. Jafar deck takes till turn 6 to win, because you play Jafar shifted on 5, sing Whole New World, and then next turn you can sing it again, and then pay for it again. With this deck can win by turn 5. Lilo's Maleficence, we've been seeing those since set 1. Add on to there that, Pinocchio, that has 3 lore too. We've got the Mims that can bounce to protect them. Arthur's, Goats, all that sort of fast stuff that we saw. It honestly is probably going to be about that same deck list, which won, a tournament or two in the middle part of set 2. So yeah, it could be a potential counter there. Could be potential way to bait your opponent and to start swinging at you and not keeping their Jafar safe, and then you can swing back with the Mim with her Rush or any of the Rush characters you may use. So something potentially to think about. We've also got locations now. Like I said, Rush, your opponent swings at your locations, they take damage, or they're vulnerable to taking damage immediately. So just throw back out some Rush characters. The tempo loss by playing these, since they can't swing into anything, potentially very large. So I'm not sure if it'll work all the time. It's going to take a lot of testing. But a lot of these very low cost cards forces your opponent into considering moves they may not want to consider. So yeah, but it definitely needs to be a strategy together. You can't just throw locations out and hope something good's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, okay, I have locations because if you swing into this, I can hit you with my good character, with my Rush character, with my Felicia out there with 3 strength on turn 1. The other option is these might be helpful very late in the game if you've got big characters out and your big characters stay ready. You just drop the locations and it's like, okay, there's the locations. They're gonna get me the win. And if you don't take them out, and if you take them out, I'm going to clear your characters and get the win anyway. So that's I'm hoping locations work. I'm really excited about locations. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. And now the creme de la creme, best possible counterplay that I am also just so excited for here. We've got Ursula Deceiver and Bare Necessities that would let you discard Whole New World out of your opponent's hand. And if they don't even have Whole New World, it lets you discard friends on the other side. Like, it's going to slow the Jafar deck down either way. We've got Ursula, who discards Song, and Bare Necessities, which can discard anything except a character. So, songs, locations, and none of those are going to really matter for the Jafar deck. It's mostly going to be songs that you're worried about. But these, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. They only cost 2. It's just great. I mean, imagine playing Ursula, seeing the next, like, you've got it. You can clear Whole New World out of their hand for sure if you're playing either Amber or Emerald, as long as you've got it in your hand. I play both, and you got 8 copies. So, yeah. In conclusion, do not panic, people. There's a way. This is obvious combo. The devs tested this. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let me know in the comments below. Am I wrong? Am I stupid? Is Whole New World gonna get banned? Is, all these deck options are terrible, nothing's gonna work? Or you're excited. Tell me what you want to try. What are you gonna knock out? Or if you think any other deck other than Jafar is gonna be the out of the gate strong, scary deck, let me know. Personally, I hope I open mini Jafars so I can trade and sell them and get other goodies that I want to try. So that's just me. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.